please subscribe, like the video, and comment in the section below. So this is a nursing channel. I am called Maria. I think you can see it. I don't know if it's clear, but anyway, I'm called Maria. I'm a BSN nurse. I just graduated last year, so not very new in nursing because I've really practiced for long. So we are going to talk about enrolled versus diploma versus a degree, or a certificate versus a diploma versus a degree in nursing. So, but before we talk about those, I cannot forget the auxiliary nurse. An auxiliary nurse is someone who lands on job. Some hospitals call them auxiliary nurses, other hospitals call them nursing assistants. So those people can, arrange, clean, they can do quite a number of things. And I've seen those who are actually able to do things like deliveries. Wow, yeah, they do deliver women. So depending on the demand and the practice of the hospital, those nurses can do different things. However, in the nurses, description, they have things they are supposed to do. Like they learn on job 6 months, so they're not, supposed to go into deep on patient's care. They can shower patient, those small nursing procedures or simpler ones. However, I've seen some, because of the scarcity, nurses are not there. They've learned how to deliver mothers. We have auxiliary nurses, but they don't have any certificate in nursing. They purely just learned from there, and probably that hospital, wherever they learned, upgrades them with time, that so-and-so is now an auxiliary nurse. So that's one of the first starting cadres of nursing in Uganda. Then the second one, which we're going to be talking about, is an enrolled nurse. So an enrolled nurse has a certificate in nursing. They went to college. So they've basically finished their senior 4. When they finish their senior 4, maybe they're like, for me, I want to be a nurse. I do not want to, to continue with HSC and all that. Alternatively, they've passed sciences, but not so well to do them on at HSC, and they feel like they really want to do nursing. So they still go to nursing school and they do a certificate in nursing. Or they finish their Form 6. We all know HSC is hard, like A-level is so hard. So they finish their A-level, but then for certain reasons, they did not excel so well. But they cannot go to do a diploma, or they cannot go to do a degree. So what they do is come back, start from a certificate. So a certificate in nursing, I'm going to be talking about, I think, 3 categories. What are their qualifications? What is required for them to join that course, and most importantly, the pay and the process of upgrading. So I'm going to first talk about the qualifications. What are you required to have before you join that school? So we've already seen that they must have a senior 4 certificate. You must be very lucky not to have it and join, nursing school. I really even don't know if it exists, but they have their senior 4 results, like they passed, they finished senior 4, and they do an entry exam. So you're not just going to finish senior 4 and you're like, oh no, I'm going to nursing school. My dear, you have to first do a written exam, oral exam. So you do some bit of exams so that they really assess that you know the biology, some chemistry, some maths, because you later have to calculate drugs and all that. If they've been accepted into the course, they do it for 2.5 years to 3 years. So depending, but you do it between 2.5 years to 3 years. Then you graduate. When you graduate from nursing school, so what you get is a certificate in nursing. So that certificate in nursing, you can apply anywhere. You register with the Nurses Council. However, they also do exams with the Nurses Council. So when you finish your school, like if you finish school, you have to register with the Nurses Council, and usually the certificate nurses do exam. Then the pay depends on where you are. We all know that payment in nursing is terrible. But anyway, those people get between 200 to 700,000. even some more to 800. So depending on where you're working, how much hard you're working, they usually get between that, you know, those salaries. What is the process for them to upgrade? For example, that person wants to pursue their degree in nursing. What does it take them? So after your 2.5 years in nursing school, you go and practice for 2 years. So those are roughly 4.5 years. So you practice for 2 years. After those 2 years, you go back, apply to a nursing school, then you do your diploma in nursing. So the diploma in nursing, if you have a certificate, it will take you 2 years. Yeah. So after that, you will still have to work for 2 years before you go back and do your bachelor's in nursing, which will take you 3 years since you have a diploma. So roughly those people study for 2.5, then plus 2, those are 4.5, then plus 2, those are 6.5, then plus 2, those are 9.5, no, 8.5, then plus 3, around 11 to 12 years for you to have a degree. So before you really decide to go for enrollment, if you have the chance, I would advise you to start from a higher cadre like a diploma, or if even you can't, start with your degree, because the process of you becoming a degree nurse will be quite long, I think more expensive. So that's just my opinion. However, we know that the route does not matter, like the journey, the duration doesn't matter as long as you reach, you know, the end goal. So you just go to nursing school if you do not want to go through the hassle of HSC. But then consider that also, that by the time you have your bachelor's, probably it will take you around 10 to 12 years before you get your degree in nursing. So let's talk about the diploma. So the diploma, what is required for you to go study or go gain a diploma in nursing is that, first of all, you have to have completed HSC, or which is A-level. So when you finish A-level, get good marks. Then when you get good results or good marks, you can join a college of nursing and you start from a diploma level. At the diploma level, you'll be called a registered nurse. You have a diploma in nursing. So their pay ranges between 700 to 1.3 or 1.5, depending on where you're working. The duration of upgrading, for example, you want to do, get your bachelor's in nursing, you do your 3 years. Actually, sorry, I didn't mention, but the duration of the course is 3 years. So if you finish 3 years at the nursing college and you've gotten your diploma in nursing, it's the same thing. Go to the Nurses Council and then you register with the Nurses Council. So when you register, you have to go back and work for 2 years. So you have to have experience for 2 years before you think of upgrading in nursing. So you studied for 3 years, worked for 2 years, then you can apply for your degree to go and pursue your degree in nursing, which will take you 3 years. So good news for those who at least would want to put in that extra effort. You'll have to study for around 8 years to 9, to have your degree in nursing, which is, I think, a bit less expensive and more hectic than starting from enrollment. Yes, however, don't forget, the duration of the journey does not matter. I want you to have that in mind. So don't stress yourself to go to HSC when we know tuition is very expensive, when you don't have school fees, then at the end of the day you don't finish HSC, you've not started nursing school. So different factors lead people to start from wherever they do start from. There are those who who are told, we can only pay for you if you're going to do a course from your senior 4. So please do not give up and be like, oh no, I just have to finish my Form 6, start with a diploma or degree. No. Start with what you have. At the end of the day, you reach the goal and you reach the end of, the tunnel or the ladders, whatever you call it. Then, so in my opinion, it's just, the years are lesser and the process might not be so hard. So please, if you can, complete your Form 6, excel, and then join college of nursing and attain your diploma in nursing so that you can be called a registered nurse. you have your diploma in nursing. Then the third cadre or the fourth cadre, which at least is the basis before you go for your PhD and your master's in nursing. So we have a bachelor's degree in nursing. You have to have finished your senior 6. Finish your senior 6, excel, of course, excel and pass, get good results, join a university. When you join a university, you join their school of nursing, do the course for 4 years. So it's a bit long, when you're going to do a course for 4 years, you might feel like, oh no, that's too long. I'd rather go and do a certificate for 2.5 years. But it is totally worth it. So you do your 4 years degree. After that, you are required to do 1 year internship with the government of Uganda. So please, before you think of, oh no, I want to go and practice from the US or the UK, you have to have done your internship as long as you are a bachelor's nurse. So you cannot register with the Nurses Council unless when you have finished your internship. They can give you a temporary license, but you have to have finished your internship. So usually internship takes 1 year. It runs from October to October. But now, due to Corona, we do not know the future, what the future holds. So we shall see later. But degree in nursing, you're required to have your senior 6 results, having excelled. You do your course for 4 years, do your internship for 1 year. So after that, the pay ranges. Now here, you might at least start with some good money. Currently, the government does it at a U4, like you get like 2.4. But then depending on where you're working, organizations, experience and all that, you might actually be able to earn between 2 millions or 1.8 to around 5 millions or even more. So bachelor's in nursing is totally worth it. Please, if you can, it's a shorter journey. You finished your Form 6, 4 years plus 1 year, 5 years, you have your degree, like you're fully registered, versus the enrollment that will take you up to like 12 years for you to have a degree in nursing, versus the diploma that will take you up to like 8 years to have the degree in nursing. Oh, plus also the diploma people have to do internship for 1 year, so it will require them up to like 9 years. So for those who can, if you have the funding, if you've passed your Form 6, please go and do a bachelor's in nursing. I'm one of them. I did my degree in nursing and I have not regretted.